On that same issue, the Anti-Discrimination Commissioner of Queensland, Susan Booth, is now on the line. Susan, I don't know if you've heard very much about what the retailers had to say and what Iqbal had to say.
Yes, I have heard what they've had to say, Donna.
Can they do this? Can the retailers introduce a code?
Look, the law's pretty clear on this one, Donna. Refusing service in a shop because of someone's religion, and that would include the garments connected with that religion, is against the law here in Queensland.
So
no, they can't.
Can they make them take off their headgear and show them their face?
What I think the Retailers Association were talking about was some security issues, and certainly where there's a genuine need to see someone's face, then arrangements need to be made to do that, and that won't be a problem, and it won't be discrimination. But those arrangements need to satisfy both the customer and, of course, the retailer as well. And hopefully, from what I did hear from the Retailers Association, they're the sort of discussions that would be occurring between, say, the Islamic Council of Queensland and the retailers to make sure that it is useful and satisfactory to both groups. But security issues are one thing. But can I say that that it's got to be a genuine security issue, not just the fact that someone thinks that everybody needs to be that this needs to happen in every case. But where there is a genuine security issue, absolutely, people can be required to reveal their face.
That could be a very subjective thing, though, couldn't it?
Well, it doesn't necessarily need to be subjective. If there is a risk in a particular environment, then those issues need to be assessed properly and dealt with in a culturally and a way that's sensitive to the customer. I mean, these are lawful citizens of Queensland. The law is really clear. You can't treat someone different because of their religion.
So could a person serving at a shop, for example, a petrol station worker, ask someone to remove their hijab just because they had an idea that they could be a security risk?
Look, I think that would be a very low security risk, and no, I don't think that would be the sort of situation where you'd require someone to do that to fill up their petrol, their car with petrol. These are sorts of things that is probably the type of example where it is required. In other circumstances where identification is required, for example, some bank transactions do require identity or particular things like that, then yes, that is the case. But getting petrol, I would think not. So
can this retailers group, and we're bearing in mind that there are two retail groups, the one I'm talking about is the Retailers Association, who wants to bring in a code. Can they just go off willy-nilly and do that, or does that have to be passed by government? Look,
they can certainly bring in a code if they want to. That's not against any laws, but those codes need to take into account the laws of Queensland. The laws of Queensland, we have lots of laws around retailing. The Anti-Discrimination Act applies to buying and selling in shops. Refusal of selling spray cans to young people is another law that retailers must abide by. So there are different laws that the retailers can abide by. They can certainly put a code together, but they must not breach Queensland laws, and that includes anti-discrimination laws.
Queensland Anti-Discrimination Commissioner Susan Booth, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Donna.
4 minutes.